Hey, it's your girl Alicia. In lieu of what recently happened with Geno and Dawn in the NCAA semifinals game that Geno lost, somebody down in the comments section made a really good point. Do y'all remember last year when Geno's team beat Dawn's team in the championship? They were up by 53-63, so almost 30 points. And do you realize that Geno left his starters in the game all the way until a minute and a half left in the game? Now, he wants to talk about protocol. That was the height of tackiness. What team is up by 30 and still has Paige Becker, Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd, and two more starters in the game with a minute and a half left, up by almost 30? Dawn never complained. She went up at the end and shook his hand. He stood in that line and shook the hands of all the girls he had just beaten. And he acted as if he was somebody with integrity. But you all know, like I know, that had Dawn ran up the clock like that on him and ran up the score like that on him and still had all her starters in the game with a minute and a half left, Geno would have been screaming to Holly Rowe about how tacky that was. Dawn never did that to him. And this is how you know it's not customary. Remember last year when Noelle Quinn got in Christy Sides behind? It was 2 years ago when Noelle Quinn got in Christy Sides behind because she left her starters in the game when the Fever was beating the Seattle Storm. And I think they were only up by like maybe 17.
Noelle Quinn and Christy Sides. I'm not sure that's a pleasant conversation over there. Noelle Quinn, I believe, is upset at Christy Sides for not immediately emptying her bench at that last time out. And Noelle Quinn having to be separated from Christy Sides. Remember at the 1 minute mark, Seattle had called a timeout and emptied their bench. The game was seemingly out of hand, and Christy Sides had left her players in the game until she realized Seattle had taken their starters out. Then she called a timeout and emptied their bench.